Hello, and welcome to episode 17 of Infinity Evolved, Expert Mode. And as you can see, my auto-crafting setup is now starting to fill quite nicely. By the way, when you're doing this, don't be tempted to lay out the golden pipe like I did and extend it out this way. If you do that, all your ingredients will just head that way and then just drop out of the end of the golden pipe, so don't do that. But otherwise, you know, I've got a lot of stuff in here that I'm using to improve the system. So now I can auto-craft oak barrels. We'll come back to that one. Crafting logistics pipes themselves. Logistics crafting table, chests, etc. And it goes on and on. But a lot of that I can now auto-craft, which is great. Moving on to just a comment that I got between the episode. I think it was Michael Hecht Hansen. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. He's having problems with the whole system in that the stuff wasn't going where he wanted to. I think one of the main things to ensure that you do there, let's just head up here, is make sure that you have a default route set in here. If we just have a look in the item sync module, default route, yes. If you have that, if stuff isn't going into where you want it to go, it should at least end up here and not end up out of your system somewhere. So just bear that in mind. And if you have any other issues, feel free to comment. Otherwise, we're getting on pretty well now, and I think it's time to head towards Mine Factory Reloaded. And to do that, first of all, we're going to have to get an alloy smelter, which is a pretty complex recipe. We've got crushed obsidian we've seen before, basic capacitors we've seen before, electric furnaces, we've made those. Induction furnace is a new one, but it's only used as an ingredient here, but that needs an advanced machine casing, which needs all of this stuff. However, I have got most of that on me, because a lot of that stuff we created before, so let's just go through and create the advanced casing. I should have most of it. I was just compressing up some, forming up some refined iron plates. Let's get that going. And the reason we ultimately want one of these is that we're going to be heading for a tree farm. And the only way to get to a tree farm is, well, you can do it through forestry, but I really want an MFR tree farm, to be honest. I just want some copper. 7 should do it. And that should get us our induction furnace. Yay. Now, on top of that, we're going to want 2 more furnaces, some crushed obsidian, and okay, so let's just request that from the system. Crushed. I'm going to want 4 of them. I'm also going to want a basic capacitor, but I'm probably going to want 3 of them, so it's only showing 2. They're in this chest. Yeah, I'll just grab all 3. So it's going to be something like this. But I'm missing that central component. That central component is an Endrio machine chassis. A lot like a machine frame that we've built before. And in fact, it uses a machine frame. And some iron bars. So let's get some iron bars. Actually, I'm probably going to want these multiple times in this episode. So let's just get 12. There we go. And just to demonstrate the auto-crafting, if I just change to craft, you'll see these are all the items so far that the system can craft. So a lot of the pipes, the gears that aren't metal gears, which I haven't automated yet, the logistics pipes themselves, and basic components. So that will build as the actual series progresses. So yes, we needed the iron bars. And we needed machine frames. Have I got any of those spare? Yes, I do. I'll just take 1 for now. And we need lumium. Okay, so lumium's a new ingot type, which we haven't seen before. It's much like signalum, which we have seen before. So let's just get the machine frame in place. Oh, and the 2 extra capacitors I got. And we're going to need lumium from, well, I grab this, I'm going to grab a bucket. I've put some glowstone in this, which then goes across here into fluid transposer. We can put the bucket in place somewhere. It'll fill with glowstone. Yes, it's upside down. That's how glowstone works. To demonstrate, it spreads like a liquid, but on the ceiling. which is kind of good for some decoration. It also emits light, so if you like a bright yellow glowing ceiling, feel free to use that. Back to the macerator, and this time it's not going to fool me. It is 3 tin and 1 silver. Shouldn't be running around looking for this recipe, hopefully. Lumium blend down, and we can just put it in any kind of furnace, I think, and get the lumium out, which is what we want. There's one, and we're just waiting for another one. Now the alloy smelter itself, as it sounds like, it makes alloys. And one of them is electrical steel, and that's the actual thing that we actually need to get further towards MFR. If we just put, oops, that's my arrows, the bolts even, machine chassis in here, we get an alloy smelter, first part of the Ender.io that we have, which is pretty good, to be honest. Now, is it compatible with these? Let me just put it here for now. Let's see if it is. If it's not, then we can obviously use the Ender.io pipes, but we'll see. No, it's filling fine. RF on the left-hand side. You can use this machine speeded up by putting different capacitors here on this bottom left slot. We don't really have the materials for that yet. Even those basic capacitors mean I have to get Signalum, and I don't have an automatic Signalum machine yet. I've got enough for about 20 Signalum, 20 basic capacitors, and I probably want to keep those for machines to start with. And then we'll set up an auto crafting system for that later. So, recipes of which there are a huge amount. Let's just go backwards. I need an item called the vat. And that requires a bunch of stuff. Another one of these machine chassis, so good job I made more of that lumium. Fluid tanks, they're straightforward. We can already make those. But of all of this, aside from the center one, which we need to make another one of, electrical steel. And this one requires silicon, coal powder, and iron ingots. Silicon is pulverizer recipe for sand. So let me just go and head to the pulverizer. I should make another one of these for the workshop rather than this auto processing system, but yeah, there we go, silicon. I'll just wait for the rest of it to process. Having a good amount of this is a good idea. Do I have any coal powder though, or what's left of it from the carbon plates? Coal, no I don't. Let's just grab a full stack. And let's just, oh no, yes I do. I have some in my inventory. That's fine, I just want some iron then. Let's just start off with 10, and I'm going to get more of this silicon from the machine downstairs soon. Yeah, I've got 10 coal dust. 10 iron ingots, and I may as well actually pulverize some of this coal, so let's just get that macerating. Because we're going to need more of this stuff. Just to build the rest of our Ender.io machines out. You can, obviously Ender.io is you know, it's an alternative to thermal expansion and to IT2, but with this pack, a lot of the stuff you're going to want is you have to make using the certain mods. So having a particular mod with all of its machines, just in case, is going to be a good idea. I think the end episode of this series is not going to be getting the angel ring, by the way, which I showed you earlier. It's going to be getting something like this, the creative energy cell. It's normally just creative only. However, yeah. So that's our ultimate, and just even one of these Galgadorian blocks, ingots, needs us to get diamond block of diamond for every one of those. And of course we can make industrial diamonds with coal through IC2. So yeah, there's lots of stuff to cover. So let's put the coal dust in, the iron ingots, and the silicon. And it's going to be quite slow at the start. The capacitors that you can put in there, if you're interested yourself, we start with a basic one. No need to worry about that one. Double layer. It upgrades the machines, obviously. That needs energetic alloy and a blazing electron tube, which needs blaze powder, which isn't too bad. Energetic alloy is... that's also not too bad. We could actually do that upgrade. The octagonate, however, needs vibrant alloy, and that's a bit more of a trouble since I don't have a supply of ender pearls yet. So just bear that in mind. And each capacitor uses 2 of the previous ones, and this one requires eyes of enders, which is also ender pearls and some endstone, which I don't have yet. When I can't make them in the, I probably could make them in the smeltery. I need to check that recipe. Anyway, electrical steel. We need 4 of that, so let's just assemble another one of those frames while we actually get started. What do we need for it? We need a machine chassis, so I'm going to need another couple of capacitors, but that's fine because what I did do is teach my system to create them. Make me 2, please. Now, the system is not as fast as I applied in logistics, so just do bear that in mind. It does sometimes take a little bit of time to make a lot of this stuff, but you know, I'm fine with that. So let's just grab you. I wanted the aluminum, that's why I was staring at that machine aimlessly. Which furnace are you in? There you are. And there we go. 1, 2, need another machine frame, which I should have. And yep. And now we're just waiting for the stuff to be crafted, which is fine. It takes a little bit of time. Are you done yet? Yes, for electrical steel. Let's put you in this one. Whoops, because we're going to need that recipe. We need a cauldron, which is going to be iron plates. See, my first capacitor has been made there. This is something like 7, I think. We need a furnace. That's going to be a problem. Because I think I'm running out of cobblestone. It sounds crazy that you run out of cobblestone, but yeah, I think I actually am. So let me just put one of them back in my dev null, and let's make some compressed cobblestone with this. 7 may not be enough. Do I have any compressed? I have 1, that makes 8. And cobble itself. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to take 9 out of the system. That should be just about enough for 1 furnace. Both my basic capacitors, my iron plates. Missing 1 cobblestone. Fine, give me 8 then. And yeah, I'm just going to have to knock a wall through. All my walls have been changed. That's annoying, but we'll put a block of concrete there. I will make a cobble gen. And it's gone into my dev null. I just want to make sure there's 1 left in my dev null. I don't want to empty it, really. And that's one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of cobblestone. It all just gets evaporated by the dev null whenever I go mining. Okay, so furnace. Let's just get that sorted. There we go. And I only required 8, of course. Derp. Furnace. Cauldron. Cauldron is iron plates, so let's just make those. And now the electrical... Oh. Wow. It even takes the last one. Never mind. Furnace. Sorry, furnace. Cauldron. And 2 fluid tanks in the machine chassis now. The machine chassis just needs the capacitors, which I've got, so let's grab that. Okay, and now we need the fluid tanks, which is yet more iron bars, more iron, and any kind of glass. So I'm going to want at least 8 iron. And I've got 4 iron bars, but I want 4 more. And I want 2 glass. There we go. Give me the glass, please. Just make this up while we're going. Hopefully I've remembered the right way around. I normally get it backwards, but that's okay. 2 glass. Yeah, This isn't uncommon that I get that the wrong way around. And flow tanks. The vat! Okay, now the vat, I'm just going to actually remove this. And I'm going to put here. Your filling. And yes, I'm going to need to input, well, I'm actually, yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to need gunpowder and I'm going to need redstone. Gunpowder, I'm just wondering if I have any. I do. Okay. We'll just get one for now. I've got some redstone. Just want to make sure this is working, because this is kind of what we need to make, it's raining again, to make the raw plastic. Gunpowder, redstone, yeah. And what else do I need for it? Raw plastic. Plastic sheets is the rocket fuel bucket I'm looking for, which is a vat with hooch. First, this gets combined presumably with a hooch to output rocket fuel. Hooch. What do I need for that then? A vat with water, seeds and sugar. Well, any biomass it looks like with sugar. So let's take you out for a second. Let's see if we can make some hooch. Assuming this will just take a bucket is the input tank, we'll see. Yep. And sugar can just come from sugarcane, of which I have 4. Okay. And let's get some saplings. Will they do? Hopefully. Sugar oak sapling? No, maybe it needs to be fruit then. Makes sense, really, if you're going to make alcohol. This could be some cider. There we go. It's heating up. Yeah, that might take a few. That might take a few seconds. Let's get more electrical steel back out of this thing. By the way, the alloy smelter, I can actually use as a regular smelter now. It has 2 modes. It has alloys only, furnace only, which is what you use for doing that and all smelting. And it lets us get fairly fast with that as well. So let me just actually put this back in my DevNull. So now what I'm doing. Are you finished? Okay, that's not enough to make one bucket, but in theory, could I grab this with a bucket? I might have to output it into a fluid tank above it, which we've already made. Let me just check that. Yeah, you don't actually need a tank, but I just decided to make one anyway and put it on top. And that lets us throw this other stuff in here. And I just need a source of water now. Let me just kind of borrow you for a second. And yeah, this isn't much water, but I don't need much of this anyway. I just thought I would make sure I have some. There we go, and put back. I should really upgrade this tank so it has more water in it as well. I certainly have the invar to do it. There it goes, it's full again. So what's going to happen is this vat is now going to cook up these ingredients, and it's going to make hooch with it, and it's going to go straight up. All we need is go in here to configure I/O, and you can right click on the sides on this. It's a sort of 3D representation, which is a really nice way of doing things. You see where the power's coming in. At the top, that orange arrows, and it's to push. If I hover over it, it's going to output that way, in a similar way to the orange on thermal expansion. So I can just now wait until that fills up a little bit. I could make another vat for the rocket fuel, but I don't feel like going through that again on the camera. So I'm going to wait for this to cook up, and then I'm going to come back to you shortly thereafter. So now that's sorted, I'm going to go into the vat. We've emptied everything out. You can use these to dump the input tanks, that's fine. I'm actually going to put my redstone gunpowder back in, and now I can shift this to be the input tank pull. That should do fine. That's now going to start cooking up this into rocket fuel. Of course, there is no output tank at the moment, so what I'm going to do is put in all the hooch at once, process it all, and then out of the other side, then I'll put it back into the tank on the top once by shifting this thing around. Looks like it's doing just fine, and we can leave that. So what are we actually looking for? Well, Mine Factory Reloaded has a whole lot of machines, and yeah, I'm going to be heading towards eventually the tree farm, but one of the initial blocks that will be quite useful before I get to the tree farm is a lava fabricator. Here we go. And this is a bunch of stuff which you've all seen before, apart from the plastic sheets, which I've shown before briefly, but we're going to have to go into this. So we need raw plastic, which is just rubber melted again, if I remember rightly. Yeah, just rubber melted, or even the rubber bar melted, which is fine. But we need compressed sawdust, which is regular sawdust. We can get that from a pulverizer, or probably an output from a sawmill. Yeah. So I couldn't make a sawmill. I could just dump a lot of wood into the pulverizer. Tempting, since I've got some wood that I don't actually need. So I will set up auto crafting with a sawmill later and show you how to do that. Initially for this one, I think I should just actually just throw a lot of this wood that I don't actually need. I wonder if rubber wood will make it. Let's just grab a few of the different types and let's see if any of this wood that I wouldn't otherwise use, like the rubber wood, can get processed this way. Let's head over here and into the pulverizer with some of you. Nope. Some of you. Yes. Rowan wood. And that'll make sawdust for us. And I don't need all that much, to be honest. In fact, that should do it. Or will it? Actually, no, that's just for one compressed sawdust. I'm going to need more, so let's just, yeah, shove it all back in. And we'll come back later. Wonder if our rocket fuel's finished cooking up yet. Looks like it has. In fact, no, it hasn't. I just don't have enough redstone and gunpowder in there. So let's get some more. Gunpowder drops from creepers, as you may well know. There are ways to make it as well, so that is something we're going to have to look at if we need this a lot more. Come on, give me the redstone. Come on, redstone. There we are. Here we go, and just throw the rest of that in there. That should keep going. That's about halfway done. And the compressed sawdust, was it just a ring of sawdust? It was. I'm going to need 4. I'm going to get 1 of these, so let's see if that's finished in the machine, the pulverizer. Yeah, you'll do. And let's just craft this up. I'll make all of it. Lava fab, plastic sheets. So I'm going to need some rubber as well. In fact, plastic sheets. I only get 2 plastic sheets per recipe, so yeah, let's see if we have any rubber available or any resin to make rubber. Should do, yeah. So 4 of you, let's cook you up. And then I just need the rocket fuel, really, I think, which I should be able to get out of this. While it's still cooking up, I can just ladle it out. Yep, rocket fuel bucket. And have you come back yet? So I need to cook those up in a furnace of any kind, really. While this is going on, how do you like the progress so far? Any comments? Do you want to see anything other? Are you having any difficulties? Let me know in the comments below. More than happy to talk through those and get them out of the way. Nearly done. 1 more. And there we go. So, can we assemble you now? I think so. And 4 of you. And we can finally get 2 plastic sheets in our bucket back. So the 2 plastic sheets are probably the hardest part of this. Magma cream. Okay, let's see what we've got towards the rest. What kind of magma stuff do I have? It's not. It's not magma that I'm looking for. It's 2 blaze rods we've already got. Blaze powder? Blaze powder. Yeah, let's just get 2 of those. I'm probably going to need more. Or not. No, that's fine. And a couple of the slime balls. That is also fine. We are going to need redstone reception coil. That's just gold, which is now in the system. Of course it is. So I can't get it the normal way. And a couple of redstone as well. Why not while we're getting you? Whoops. A couple of magma creams, which we've now got. Redstone. And, sorry, gold into redstone. We get the redstone reception coil. The machine frame I still need. And an obsidian. That's all about I need left. So we've got machine frame. 1 and a piece of obsidian should be the last piece, I think. Scrap you and you. So what this should give us is effectively infinite lava, which has a number of different uses. The main one that I need it for at the moment, I wonder if I've got a cable under here. I don't have a cable under there. The main one I need it for at the moment, I've got it under there instead. Oh my. Oh. I forgot about that. Let me just put this away. The main one I need it for at the moment is both the smeltery and the need for obsidian, because I don't have obsidian and I often need it. So having it available constantly would be a very, very good thing. This uses a huge amount of power if I remember rightly, however. Yeah, so lava is building up, but it requires a lot of power. And I guess I should just be able to use a lever to shut it down. Yeah, hopefully that'll stay at the top. Yes, it will. So if I leave that off as it is at the moment, and that should be a source of lava. So that's infinite lava now. Unfortunately, we still can't use lava for power because that would be somewhat redundant. We're using power to actually create the lava in the first place, but it does require a lot of power, this thing. So yeah, that's draining. I am going to have to look at a new power system soon just to make sure I have more than these passive water wheels. I mean, we're getting about 200 RF per tick anyway with both of them, but yeah, we're going to require something a bit better. So this is going to fill all the way up to 1, and then, you know, I'm going to be able to use it elsewhere. In particular, what I could do is have a duct, pulling that out and into some other container or something like that where I can use it for obsidian, like a igneous extruder. Igneous. So if I make one of those, you can pipe lava into it and water into it and it will make obsidian or smoothstone or cobblestone, which is one of the uses for it to make a cobble gen. So I may well do that next episode. It's a relatively simple recipe, so I'm not going to use up too much of your time doing that. Yeah, but we got pretty far in this episode. It's now actually stopped because I haven't piped the lava out. So if I take a lava bucket out, it's back down at the bottom and it'll repeat again, which is fine because I have a buffer tank over here of the stuff. So, hope you like that episode. I think that's pretty much a good ending point. We've got infinite lava. Next time I can use this same method to get a more of those plastic sheets to make a tree farm, which is 2 items, just a preview. We'll call it a harvester, if I remember rightly. That requires 2 plastic sheets and some other bits, but all of this is relatively straightforward. And the other one is called the planter. Again, both of those are fairly simple recipes. Flower pot is just 3 bricks. However, you do need the piping system. I kind of want to get to EnderIO's conduits, but you never know with conduits what the recipe is going to be now. Energy is fair enough. It's not so much energy I'm looking for. It's fluid conduits, item conduits. There we go. Warp item duct. It requires Enderium. I hate this pack. I hate T-Fox. And it requires resonant servo. So it looks like we're probably going to use thermal expansion ducts to actually do it. I'll see you next episode. Feel free to like the episode if you've liked it. Feel free to subscribe if you're not already. And we'll see you next episode with episode 18 on Tree Farm, hopefully. Thanks for watching.